welcome back to the GSMC Baseball Podcast, brought to you by the GSMC Sports Network. I'm your host, Sam Menzi, and we have a great show for you today. First topic we'll be going over is our Friday Power Rankings. We do this every Friday, just ranking all the teams in the league, so going over that for the first three. And after that, we'll be previewing the London series for the New York Mets and the Philadelphia Phillies, then previewing the very interesting Dodgers and Yankees series, two of the best teams in the league, going head-to-head. Should be very exciting. Before we do all that, I'd like to ask you to please like and follow the show. We do get a number of questions from viewers, so to ensure that your question does get read on the air, please use the link gsmcpodcast.net. Really does help the show, and it really does mean a lot, so thank you so much for that. And let's get into the show for today. All right, so as I talked about, we are going to be starting off with my power rankings. We do this every Friday. I enjoy doing it. It's a lot of fun. Let me know what you guys think about it in the comments or in the live chat as well. So we'll get on with it, and we're going to start off from, at least in the first segment, numbers 1 to 9. All right, so starting off at my number 1 spot, in my opinion, the best team in the league currently, I have, really no surprise, I'd say, the New York Yankees. Now, as much as people probably won't like to admit the Yankees are as great as they are this year because they're the Yankees, people like to hate them, they are absolutely amazing, and they are clearly, in my opinion, at least the best team in baseball. The lineup is tremendous. Juan Soto and Aaron Judge are becoming one of the greatest duos of all time in less than half of one season already. You also have great complementary pieces in the lineup like Austin Wells, Anthony Volpe. You have Jason Dominguez coming back soon. Hopefully, Anthony Rizzo's been better. Eugene Mayhew and Gleyber Torres haven't really found it yet as well. So there's a lot to love about this Yankees team. This rotation, even without their best player, Garrett Cole, is still amazing, with Luis Gil having a breakout season, Marcus Stroman being very solid, Carlos Rodon going back to form. So overall, this Yankees team is absolutely amazing. To me, they're clearly the best team in baseball, and that's why I have them here at the number 1 spot. Number 2 here, I have their AL East compadre, the Baltimore Orioles. Yes, 2 teams from the same division at the top 2 spots in the entire league. I did have this as the same thing last time as well on Friday. I think this is pretty clear. I think that these two are clearly the 2 best teams in the entire MLB. I think that it's these 2 teams that pretty much a gap. I love this Orioles team. I mean, what is there to say that hasn't been said? The young talent is absolutely tremendous. The pitching's been better with the addition of Corbin Burns in the offseason, and overall, this team is just great. There's a lot to love about them, and yeah, they're really, really great, and they're just overall a very, very exciting team. So great job there with them, and they're absolutely amazing. At number 3, I have the first National League team, not the Dodgers and not the Braves. At 3, I have the Philadelphia Phillies. Now, the Phillies have really surprised a lot of people this year with how good they've been. Of course, we did expect the Phillies to be a sure-in playoff team, but at the same time, nobody expected them to be this good, and nobody expected them to have one of the better records in all of the league at this point. They're 44-19, a winning percentage of basically at .700, which right now is the second best record in all of the league, right behind, of course, the Yankees. So, yeah, I think overall this Phillies team is absolutely amazing. They have so much offensive talent, of course, with Bryce Harper, Kyle Schwarber, you have Brandon Marsh, you have Alec Boehm, Bryson Stott, Trey Turner, who is hurt but still, when healthy, is one of the better shortstops in the league. And not only that, you also have the pitching. You have some of the biggest breakout candidates in this entire year with Spencer Turnbull and Ranger Suarez. Suarez is probably the NL Cy Young favorite right now. You also have Zach Wheeler, who's a top 5 pitcher in baseball. Aaron Nola, who's probably top 15. So this team is amazing with the pitching. The bullpen has a lot of depth, maybe lack a pure closer, quote unquote, but still a lot of great bullpen arms. So this Phillies team is absolutely amazing. Have really impressed me this year with how good they've been, and they deserve this number 3 spot here above the Dodgers and the Braves. Now at 4, we do have one of the teams I was talking about, the Dodgers at number 4. Now, I'm not going to go too much into the Dodgers because we all know how good they are. I mean, there's really no surprise in saying how good the Dodgers are, but mainly what I want to go into is why they're not above the Phillies. The reason they're not above the Phillies right now is they have hit a little bit of, some rough spots here and there. The offense has kind of been non-existent for games, sometimes, and the pitching hasn't been great, so I do see some flaws there. I think mainly the outfield right now is something that needs to be worked on. James Outman, who you were counting on being your franchise center fielder and the center fielder for this year, who had a great breakout season last year, finishing top 3 in Rookie of the Year, he was optioned because he just did not play that well this year. So that was a big blow to your outfield. So I think getting another outfield bat would be a big help to this team. Luis Robert has been someone that's been mentioned a lot in recent days. I think that's an absolutely picture-perfect fit, so I could be looking at that. But I think there are a little bit of flaws in this team that people don't want to mention, but overall, still amazing, still top 4. I mean, you have back-to-back-to-back MVPs at the top of your lineup. What else are you going to say about that? So, yeah, an amazing team here with the Dodgers, and yeah, they're really great. At number 5 here, I have the Cleveland Guardians. Now, of course, I've had the Guardians around the spot for most of my power rankings, but still, thinking about the start of this year where we thought they would be, this is incredible. I mean, we've talked about the Guardians a lot in this show, but just going to go over them again. I mean, the offensive talent they have currently is really surprised a lot of people. Josh Naylor with a breakout season. Stephen Kwan's been amazing. Andres Gimenez has been really good. David Fry has come out of nowhere and become a really good designated hitter for the Guardians. So a lot of great contributors there. The pitching staff, even with their best pitcher, Shane Bieber, being out, has been really, really great. So there's a lot to love about this Cleveland team. Have done very, very well. And they deserve this number 5 spot. Biggest surprise of the year so far, without a doubt. And yeah, have been absolutely amazing. At number 6, I actually have another AL Central team. Who would have thought it? 2 AL Central teams in the top 6 in June. The Kansas City Royals. Now, I absolutely love this Royals team. I think they're so amazing, and I really think they're a World Series contender at this point. The pitching staff is one of the best I've seen in a long, long time. You got Cole Reagans, Seth Lugo, Michael Wacha, Brady Singer. I believe there's one guy I'm forgetting as well. So I think this team is absolutely amazing. And the pitching staff is incredible. The hitting core is also really coming together with guys like Bobby Witt Jr., Vinny Pasquantino, MJ Melendez, Michael Garcia. Adam Frazier hasn't had a bad season, same with Michael Massey. So I think overall this Royals team is absolutely incredible. There's so much young talent on this team that really we did not think about going into the year. So yeah, great team, and they've done a great job. Number 7, this is where I'm going to be having the Atlanta Braves. Now, kind of a fall from grace, quote-unquote, for the Atlanta Braves being here at number 7, when usually they'd be a top 3 team without a doubt. But just injuries, as we know, have hit them very hard this year. Of course, you had superstar outfielder Ronald Acuna Jr. tear his ACL and be out for the rest of the year this year. And you, of course, also had Spencer Strider, who had an elbow injury at the start of the year and is going to be out. So it is just tougher for the Braves to compete with these better teams like the Phillies, like the Dodgers, when you're going to have arguably your 2 best players out for the rest of the year. There is a lot to, criticize them about, and this is one of those things, just injuries hitting them hard. The pitching still has some depth. Max Fried has been great, but you also have Chris Sale and Reynaldo Lopez, who I think a lot of people know both of them are due for regression. You have still a lot of offensive talent, no doubt, with guys like Matt Olson, Ozzie Albies. You have Austin Riley, but the outfield now is in a little bit of a pickle, where you're going to be having Jared Kelenic and Adam Duvall starting every single day without Acuna. Michael Harris hasn't hit that great, so there are a lot of question marks about this Braves team, a lot more than we'd be used to in past years. So that is why I do have them at number 7 here. Still have them as the 3rd best team in the National League, so really nothing to cough at, but at the same time, still a lot of question marks about this team, and that's why I have them at 7, and what I would say a lot of people expect below than what we usually have them. But I think this is a pretty easy spot to have them here. At number 8, I have the Milwaukee Brewers. Now, the Brewers, kind of like the Guardians, have been a young team that kind of exceeded expectations for this year. We always knew that Brewers had a lot of talent, but I thought with the changes made to the pitching staff specifically at the start of the year, they wouldn't be that great, but they have proved me wrong. The offensive talent they have has really come together with all the young players they have, like a guy like Sal Frelick, William Contreras, especially Jackson Chourio. The pitching still gives me a little bit of pause, but you have Freddie Peralta there. You have some other young arms there like Robert Gasser, who is hurt now, but should come back relatively soon and help that rotation out. So a lot to love about this Brewers team. 4th best team in the NL. Who would have thought it? Not me. Did not have them this high. I believe I had them 3rd or 4th in the division. So yeah, I was not a fan of what they were doing, and good for them for how good the season has been. Number 9 here, the last one of this top of the 1 to 9, I have the AL West leading Seattle Mariners. Now, the Mariners, I did not expect to be leading in the AL West. I expected them to finish 3rd, but they've done very well this year. The Rangers and Astros have gone up to very rough starts, have definitely underperform expectations, and the Mariners have taken advantage of that. The pitching staff, always their biggest strong suit, has been amazing this year. Brian Wu, Emerson Hancock, Logan Gilbert, Luis Castillo, just some of the many talent pitchers they have on this roster. That's a huge plus for them. The offense really hasn't even gotten going as well, with guys like Julio Rodriguez not really getting off to the best start. But even with that, they're still leading the AL West, still 4 games above 500, still doing very, very well this year. So props to them. Good for them for how good they've done. Actually, they are 7 games above 500. So I got that wrong. So have done much better as of recently. So yeah, they've done very, very well. I think clearly deserve this number 9 spot. Are right now the best team in the AL West, of course. And yeah, have done very, very great. And props to them with how good they've been. And yeah, good job. So that was our first segment here, talking about the number 1 to 9 segment of the power rankings, the top 9 teams of baseball, in my opinion. Moving into our second segment, which is going to be talking about the power rankings still, number 10 to 20. So yeah, we'll be going over that, and we'll see you after the break. So thanks, and bye.
I feel like I'm losing my mind. Is everybody in the world blind? Please, Lord, give me a sign, a sign.